Hey everyone, I'm Brian.
I'm Tyler.
And we're Gardener in Love.
Hey guys, welcome to the final part of our Moon Garden series. I can't believe we're already here. If you've been following along this journey, you've seen us plant our foundation plants, we've planted flowering shrubs, and most recently we planted perennials. Today we're doing annuals, which we're going to fill in all of these little holes with, and it's going to be very beautiful. All of these are already in bloom, so you'll get to see some really pretty stuff today. The nice thing about annuals is that they will go for us all summer long here in North Carolina, and we have a very long growing season. I think our average last frost is sometime in late October, early November. We've had hydrangeas blooming here right before Thanksgiving before. So annuals will last a long time. Now, you will need to buy them every year. That's why they're called annuals. Unlike perennials that come back every season, annuals you'll have to buy every single growing season. I know. It's a lot of money, it's a lot of work, but the beauty is if you do an annual this year, you don't like it, next year you can get a different one. So I'm very excited to show you the annuals we're planting here in our moon garden. We only have 4 types, believe it or not. We kept it simple. We've got some shade stuff, we've got some sun stuff, so let's get into it. So I'm over here on our part shade side. Right now it's very shaded, it's in the evening. First I will show you this one. This one has a pretty bloom. This is Rockapooko White Double Impatience. It almost looks like a teeny tiny rose, and it does have a hint of pink at the center. It's more apparent right when it comes out, in my opinion. So again, we're pushing the envelope with the all-white bloom, but from far away, it just looks like a clump of beautiful white. These get 10 to 20 inches tall, and my tag says 10 to 12 inches wide. So this will kind of bush out, and it'll be like almost like a little shrub back here. So I have 3 of these dotted throughout. And to go along with these double impatience, I have Endless Flirtation Broadwallia. Now, we have never grown a Broadwallia before. It's got a very interesting shaped flower. It almost reminds me of like a starfish because it does have 5 points like a starfish, but it's not exactly star-shaped. It's a little funky, but I think it's cool, and eventually this will bush out as well, 12 to 16 inches tall, 8 to 10 inches wide. So I have this kind of mixed in with the double impatience back here, just kind of dotted throughout in front of the columbine, and once this all fills together, it's going to look so magical. I always feel like shade gardens are more magical than exciting. Anybody else feel that way? So these will fill in the hole right here in front of the columbine, and they'll stay, on the shorter side, so the columbine will stay tall, and then we have the anemone that will get super tall, so we'll have some nice layers back here. So that is it for the shade side. If we keep going this way, once I get to my little crescent here, I have 4 Super Tunia Mini Vista Whites. Let me get one that is pretty. Look at this bloom right here. We love the Mini Vista. So we grew this along with Mini Vista Indigo last year in our front yard, and they were amazing. They got so big, and we had them at the edge of a flower bed, and we basically had to come along and like edge them each week before we mowed the yard because they are just so vigorous. So I have 4 of these in here, and I think what this is going to do is kind of fill in the spaces in between the hydrangeas, and back here there's a little gap around the mock orange. Hopefully we won't see mulch. I mean, that's my dream, right? Just flowers covered everywhere. So I have 4 of those in here. And the last one that we have back here is Super Beena Whiteout. So I have 5 of these in the bed. We also grew this last year. We grew this in a pot with a couple of other annuals, and it was so pretty. I think this almost looks like a mini hydrangea, and I was like, you know what, I gotta have that in the ground next year, and I gotta have a lot of them. So the feedback I have heard from people that have grown this in the ground is that it gets big. So we have 2 on either side of the crescent here in front of the cone boxwood. I am just planning to come out here and prune it back if I need to, because it's going to get pretty massive, and I don't want it to take over the boxwood hedge. I still want to see that, but we'll have some nice blooms and some color here to fill in the holes. So I have 1 on each side here, and then we have 1 in front of the cone flowers, 1 here, and then 1 on the end. So these will be like nice little mounds as we get into the season and get some consistent heat. You'll see a lot of these haven't even bloomed out yet. But once they get in the ground, get some consistent heat, consistent fertilizer, which is very important for flowers, they will bloom their little heads off. And I'm very, very excited to see it. So that is all of our annuals that we're putting in the moon garden. I'm honestly kind of sad that we're already at the end of this season. You know, you plan certain parts of your garden out for months and months during the winter, just kind of dreaming and imagining the possibilities, and then once it's warm enough and you start planting, it's gone like that. So we'll find more projects to do. That's the beauty of it. So let's get to planting.
All right, everyone, so that does it for the moon garden. We've got everything in the ground in this space, and it just looks so beautiful.
Yeah, it's looking really gorgeous. And if you remember from when we started this, we told you we were planting stuff so that we have different interests throughout the season. So right now, the annuals are kind of the star of the show and a couple of the perennials.
Yeah.
And then later on in the season, other things will pick up and we'll just have different interests all throughout the summer and into the fall. which is going to make it super exciting. We'll be excited to come out here every morning and see what's popping up.
Yeah, we have designed this garden to be sort of formal and sort of like eclectic and fun. And I think we've added layers, and just the foundation is so pretty with the birch tree and the boxwoods. So I'm just so happy to see it grow in and take care of it and just illuminate at night.
Oh yeah, it's going to be stunning at night. I did want to call out, you may have noticed that I was putting some different things in the hole as I was planting this time. So for all of our other videos, we've been putting Biotone starter fertilizer from Espoma in the holes, and that helps to open up more spots on the roots so they can take in more water, and it helps them get established really quickly. For annuals, we're focused on flower production. Yep. So I put in every hole some Proven Winners slow release fertilizer, and I think that kicks up once the soil temperature gets to about 70 degrees. Basically, once it's warm outside, your plants will get constant food, and then of course I'll come along every week with the liquid fertilizer as well. But it's a great way to make sure your plants are getting consistent food in case you go on vacation or you miss your fertilizer application for a week. They're still going to be putting on lots of blooms.
Yeah. All right, everyone. So that does it for the Moon Garden series. We really hope that you have enjoyed going on this journey with us. I know we uncovered some tender, special moments from how we collected these plants, but this was a really fun project to do, and we're just so excited that it's done now.
Yeah, and now we can come out here, have a glass of wine at night,
yes,
and look at these gorgeous white flowers.
Yeah, I think it's going to be beautiful. We really hope that you've enjoyed this with us, and we hope that you'll like this video and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.